Hi, I'm Sarah. Today's story is about Michelle, a successful businesswoman who wanted to buy a country house for her family. But her mother and twin sister had very different plans for that house. If you enjoy these stories, please subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. Daily episodes are available on Patreon, link in the description. My name is Michelle, and I'm 30 years old. I run my own marketing company, and business has been good. Really good, actually, good enough that I'd been thinking about buying a big country house where my whole family could spend time together. I had this vision in my head: my parents would retire in a few years, and they could spend their weekends there. My twin sister Carrie and her husband could bring their kids, a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. We'd all gather there for holidays, for summer barbecues, for family time. It would be our place, you know? Somewhere we could all go to get away from the city. Carrie and I are identical twins. We look so much alike that even our parents sometimes mix us up, especially in photos. Mom is constantly sending messages to the wrong daughter in our group chats. It's been happening our whole lives. I'd been doing well financially for a while. A few years back, I opened a retirement trust fund for my parents. I wanted to make sure they'd be comfortable when they stopped working. I also set up an education trust fund for Carrie's kids so they could go to college someday. Carrie was the trustee on that one since they were her children. I'd given my mom and sister access to one of my bank accounts too, just for emergencies. Family takes care of family, right? That's what I always believed. So I contacted a real estate company and told them what I was looking for. Something big, 5 bedrooms at least, enough space for everyone. They said they'd keep an eye out and let me know when something came up. Then work got busy, really busy. I had to go to another state to open a new branch of my company. It was going to take about a month, maybe longer. I didn't want to put the house search on hold though. A good property could come on the market at any time. A few days before I was supposed to leave, my realtor called. "I've got something perfect for you," he said. "Just came on the market. 5 bedrooms, big yard, exactly what you described, but it's going to move fast." I couldn't miss this opportunity, but I also couldn't be there in person to sign the papers and close the deal. "Can someone do it for me?" I asked. "If you give them power of attorney, yes," he said. I thought about it. My mom was the obvious choice. She was organized, responsible, and she knew what I wanted. I drew up a limited power of attorney specifically for this real estate transaction. I also gave her access to my bank account so she could pay for the house. The plan was simple: Mom would handle the paperwork, sign everything on my behalf, and the house would be registered in my name. Easy. I left for my business trip feeling good about everything. The branch was going to take a lot of work to set up, but I had capable people helping me. And back home, my family was taking care of the house purchase. About a week after I arrived, I got a voice message notification on my phone. It was from my mom, sent through one of our messaging apps. I figured she was updating me about the house, maybe telling me the closing date was set or something. I put in my earbuds and hit play. "Hi Carrie," my mom's voice said. I froze. "Carrie, not Michelle, Carrie. Everything's ready for you to close the deal and sign the contract," Mom continued. "While Michelle is out of town, we need to get all the paperwork finished. In just a few days, you'll be the owner of a big country house." I felt like someone had punched me in the stomach. I played the message again, and again. My mother wasn't buying this house for me. She was using my money and my power of attorney to buy it for Carrie. My hands were shaking. Mom had sent this message to me by mistake. She'd meant to send it to Carrie but mixed up our profile pictures again, like she always did. For once, her constant confusion about which twin was which had actually worked in my favor. I immediately saved the audio file to my phone. Then, I went into the app settings and marked the message as unread. Less than a minute later, the message disappeared. Mom had deleted it. Michelle now has proof of her family's betrayal. But what will she do with it? Will she confront them immediately or play it smart? Drop your predictions in the comments below. She had no idea I'd already heard it. She had no idea I'd saved it. I sat there in my hotel room, staring at my phone. My own mother was planning to steal from me. My own sister was in on it. They were using the trust I'd given them, the access I'd provided, the power of attorney I'd signed, to take what was mine and give it to Carrie. I called my lawyer immediately. "I need you to revoke a power of attorney," I said. "Right now, tonight if possible." "What's going on?" he asked. "I'll explain later, just do it, please." Then I called my bank. I blocked my mother's access to the account I'd set up for the house purchase. Then I closed that account entirely and moved all the money to a new one. I bought a plane ticket for the next day. I didn't tell anyone I was coming back. Not my parents, not Carrie, nobody. The branch opening would have to wait. I had bigger problems to deal with. The next day, I flew back home. I didn't tell anyone I was coming. I went straight from the airport to my lawyer's office. "I need to cut all financial ties with my family," I told him. He looked surprised but didn't ask questions. We got to work. First, the retirement trust fund I'd opened for my parents years ago. I told him to close it. Then the education trust fund for Carrie's kids. I wanted that closed too, but I'd open a new one later. This time I'd be the manager, not Carrie. "I'll set up a new fund for my nephews eventually," I explained. "But my sister can't have access to it." Next, I went to see the realtor handling the house purchase. "I'm completing this transaction myself now," I said. "My mother no longer has authority to act on my behalf." I handed him the official notice of revocation for the power of attorney. He took it and nodded. Then I went to my bank. I had another account that my mother and sister had access to, one I'd set up for family emergencies. They used it regularly. I canceled their access immediately. While I was there, I remembered something else. I'd been paying for a premium family health insurance plan for everyone, the most expensive one available. It covered everything, even dental work. I sat in my apartment for 2 days, waiting. Nobody knew I was back in town. Nobody knew what I'd done yet. Then, the day before the house deal was supposed to close, my phone rang. It was Mom. "What is going on?" Her voice had an edge of panic. "I got a notice that my power of attorney was revoked. And the realtor called and said he doesn't need me at the signing anymore. He said the deal with me is cancelled." I stayed quiet. "Everything was ready," she continued. "We were all set to close this deal. You wanted this house, we can't miss this opportunity." I laughed. Actually laughed out loud. "I did want the house," I said. "But for me, not for Carrie." Silence on the other end. "I heard the voice message you sent me by mistake," I said. "The one where you told Carrie she'd be the owner of the house in a few days." Mom started screaming. "You misunderstood, it was just a joke." "Sure it was," I said. "Now I'm the one joking with you." I hung up. Within minutes, my phone exploded. 30 missed calls, dozens of text messages. My parents, Carrie, all of them trying to reach me. An hour later, my building concierge called. "Your family is here," he said. "They're shouting and demanding to come up." I told them you said they're not allowed in. I had to threaten to call the police before they'd leave. "Thank you," I said. "Don't let them in, ever." The next morning, I went to the realtor's office for the closing. The seller and I were sitting at the table, signing papers, when I heard loud banging on the door. Shouting. My family had found us. Building security handled it quickly. They removed my parents and Carrie from the premises. I signed the last document. The house was mine, mine alone. Notice how Michelle methodically protected herself, revoked the power of attorney, closed accounts, consulted her lawyer. She didn't act emotionally, she acted strategically. That's the difference between revenge and justice. A few days after I bought the house, I started hearing things from other relatives. My parents and Carrie were telling everyone that I'd had a nervous breakdown. That I'd gone crazy, that I'd promised them a country house and then suddenly changed my mind and betrayed them. They were spreading lies about me to anyone who would listen. I'd had enough. I opened our family group chat, the one with all our extended relatives in it. I uploaded the voice message my mother had accidentally sent me, the one where she told Carrie that she'd own the house in a few days. "Listen to this carefully," I wrote. "Then decide who's really crazy here, me or them." I hit send. Michelle exposed her family publicly. Was this too harsh, or was it necessary? Sometimes the truth is the only weapon you have. Pause and tell us what you think in the comments. The responses came fast. Relatives were shocked. They couldn't believe my own mother and sister had tried to steal from me. They said they never expected my family was capable of something like this. After that, I blocked my parents' numbers. I blocked Carrie too. I was done with all of them. But Carrie found ways around it. She started texting me from unknown numbers. "You're so cruel," one message said. "You didn't just punish me, you punished your own nephews, you took away their education fund." I deleted every message without responding. A few months went by, things were quiet, then I got a long email from my mother. They were having problems, she wrote. Dad's insurance had been rejected at the hospital. He'd had an operation and now they had a huge bill to pay. She said I shouldn't abandon my own parents in their time of need. I should help them pay this bill. I wrote back immediately. "You and Dad have plenty of savings," I said. "You're just used to living off other people's money. Off my money, now it's time for you to pay for yourselves." I never heard back about that bill. They must have figured it out. Meanwhile, my life was going great. The new branch of my company was doing well. I was making even more money than before. I started spending weekends at my country house with friends. It was everything I'd hoped it would be. Peaceful. Beautiful. Mine. When Thanksgiving came around, I invited relatives to the house, the ones who'd supported me, the ones who understood what my parents and sister had tried to do. We had a great time. My parents didn't give up though. They showed up at my office one day. I had security escort them out and told the guards to never let them in again. They came to my apartment building too. The concierge turned them away, just like I'd instructed. Then Carrie tried something new. She sent me a letter that was supposedly written by her kids. It said they missed their Aunt Michelle and wanted to see her. I didn't fall for it. Those kids were 5 and 3, they didn't write that letter. Carrie did. Carrie tried emotional manipulation, using the children as leverage. This is a classic guilt-tripping technique. Michelle saw right through it. Recognizing manipulation is the first step to stopping it. I decided something though. When the kids got older, if they wanted a relationship with me, I'd help pay for their college. I'd open a new trust fund for them eventually, but I wouldn't tell my family about it. And Carrie would never have access to it. If my nephews reached out to me themselves when they grew up, I'd be there for them, but not before, and not through their mother. Life moved on. My business kept growing. The branch I'd opened was successful beyond what I'd expected. Money was coming in steadily. I was doing better than ever. The country house became my retreat. I'd drive out there on Friday evenings, spend the whole weekend, and come back refreshed on Sunday nights. Sometimes I'd bring friends. Sometimes I'd go alone and just enjoy the quiet. It was exactly what I'd wanted it to be. A place to escape. A place to relax. Just not with the family I'd originally imagined. The relatives who'd supported me after I posted that voice message? They became closer to me than ever. We'd have dinners together. We'd celebrate holidays at the house. They understood what my parents and Carrie had tried to do. And they didn't judge me for cutting them off. My parents kept trying though. They were persistent, I'll give them that. They showed up at my office 2 more times. Each time, security removed them. I made it clear to the guards that those people were never to be allowed in my building again. They came to my apartment once more too. The concierge knew the drill by now. He turned them away, without even calling me. Carrie sent more messages from random numbers. I blocked each one as they came in. Eventually they slowed down. Maybe she finally got the message. I thought a lot about my nephews. They were innocent in all this. They didn't choose to have a mother who tried to steal from her own sister. When they got older, if they wanted to know me, I'd be there. I'd help them go to college. I'd be the aunt they deserved. But I'd do it on my terms. Not through Carrie, not through my parents. Directly with them, when they were old enough to understand what had happened and make their own choices. For now, I was focused on my own life. My business, my house, my friends. The family members who actually cared about me, not just my money. I wasn't bitter anymore. I'd been angry at first, sure, hurt, betrayed, but now I just felt free. Free from people who saw me as a bank account. Free from people who thought they could use me and get away with it. Free from the obligation to take care of people who didn't respect me. My mother had made one mistake. She'd sent that voice message to the wrong twin, and that mistake had shown me exactly who my family really was. I was grateful for it, in a weird way. Better to know the truth than to keep supporting people who were planning to betray me. I had my house, I had my business, I had people in my life who genuinely cared about me. That was enough, more than enough. I didn't need anything else. This story teaches us about boundaries and financial exploitation within families. Michelle learned that generosity without boundaries enables betrayal. If this resonated with you, subscribe, share with friends, and comment below. Your support helps us grow. Thanks for watching.